Hello and welcome, my name is Kelo, and we're back in F4, now racing around Snetterton. Unlike the last video, this one will actually contain several races, as I believe that makes for a more entertaining experience. Having seen the last video got a bit boring through most of the parts. Take a look at this big dick energy start, as I don't spin the wheels this time and instead get a good launch. In this race I actually decided to have a more engaging, more aggressive start, just trying to fight it out in the very first lap, even though there's a lot of risk involved. See, I dive on the outside of this car because he was braking really early and I get a better exit. So this is what I mean, I'm in the fight, it's risky, stuff is happening, but I'm trying to stay along with the cars and kinda gain some experience on how to fight along many people. And as you can see, it pays off. I get immediately punted outside of the fucking track. And that pretty much ends my race, as my car remains half broken after this point. I mean, as we can see from this video, it does appear that I might have tried to cut his nose off. In my defense, it's a left-hand corner, so I'll just leave it as a racing incident. As you might be able to guess, this was a very productive race towards our challenge. So with the experience of the last race, my inner pussy comes out in this one. And even though I actually get a decent start, I decide not to really fight these people aggressively, as I really don't feel confident. Like, look at this fucking cunt right here. My apologies, drivers that aren't completely sensible, if I can describe them like that, having dubious motives besides finishing well in the race. So I really try to take it as easy as possible with them without losing like 5 positions at once. And look at this fucking mayhem.
Clear right. Right side. Clear right. As in Agostini. Looks like it's Patrick.
We come back later in the very first lap again as we approach this really complicated but really nice corner where I get switched back on, if that's the right way to say it. I leave him the room on the inside, he kind of pushes me wide, which is fine, and then the yellow car dives on the inside on this long right-hander and touches me in the middle of it, which destabilizes my car, and I also end up burning my tires a little. So very chaotic first lap, but we've survived it, as opposed to the first race. Perhaps I spoke too soon, the purple car rams right into the side of me, as he causes even more incidents behind, and the car just... Is it him again? It's him again, okay, a repeat offender right here. Right now I'm telepathically telling him to go kill himself. He does it, he does it. And we proceed with the race just a few positions back. Still alive, still alive. I'm following this green car right before the straight, where there's a really solid overtaking opportunity, which draws us alongside him. And we just kind of chill out there together, just kind of staying there. He backs out and I need to articulate this incredibly complex corner, which I do. It's time to start fighting our way back up the grid, as we had this sick, impressive dive on the car number 25. Yeah, get overtaken, Mateus. This right here is what I believe to be the power of the Red Bull livery, simply knocking cars away in front of it.
Looks like it's Elliot. Yellow flag, caution. We've been warned about track limits.
Now finally in lap 6 we get into a proper fight
Car left.
with Christian Rose to car number 1 on the grid actually. He turns out to be completely respectful, obviously faster than me, but we were at it maybe for like half a lap. Mostly me just throwing fake moves into corners, trying to make him make a mistake. He doesn't, he just proceeds to run away, and
Incident in
yeah,
Nelson,
that
yellow
was
flag.
the end of our conversation. I run into this guy randomly.
Tire left.
He got spun out somewhere or made a mistake of his own. And that's basically all that happens this race. Nothing else. A surprisingly large iRating gain this time.
Green.
Now we come around to race 3 where I actually get a bad start this time. Here we can see the car in front of us is
On your right.
making, or has been making, a couple of mistakes in the past lap.
Car left.
We try a switchback, but he kind of closes it off, so I can't really step on the throttle when I want to. But we keep up the pressure, hoping he'll make more mistakes, and he does right here. He brakes too late, maybe even locks up, and we sit alongside him before
Clear
the
left.
big straight. And as we come out, I see he has the speed on me, he's in my slipstream, and he's actually gonna go for the inside, really aggressive move. So I just decide to stay there. He doesn't really like it, so he kind of punts me wide, telling me to give him the room. I still
Clear left.
take a clean corner, but he pulls off a switchback on me right on the exit,
Hold your line.
and just pushes me wide in this corner right before the entry.
Still
So
there.
we concede that place, but at least for now he isn't fighting overly. He isn't being dirty. He's just being aggressive, and that's actually a good experience. And of course, what better way to reward someone for racing nicely than by missing your braking point and running straight into them.
Car left.
Luckily,
Three
I
wide.
didn't destroy his car completely, and he continued to race.
Clear all
But
round. Come on,
still,
man, defend
we lost a
harder.
couple of positions, and that was totally my fault there. This race then ends almost without any drama, but
There's an incident in.
as we can
Lobbies.
see,
Looks
there's
like it's
parts
Saab
flying in front of us and a car rejoining the track, and the other car appears not to have any rear wing, which ensues in a spin.
Incident in. Williams.
Right on the
Looks like
straight.
it's Saab.
So we pick up 2 free positions on the last lap of the race. So we finish in P7 and end up gaining even more iRating this time.
Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish to them.
As we get into race number
Okay,
4,
standing start. Get ready, mate.
you might
It's hammer
notice
time.
I've
Let's
actually
go.
qualified in P4, and I was really excited to get started with this race to see if I can make some positions and maybe even fight for the win. I was still not completely convinced I should be aggressive, especially in these first laps, even though I have run into people that were completely respectful and raced me fairly, simply because mistakes happen and they would cost me at this point a lot. So I kind of kept this middle ground this race where I would defend my position, but I wouldn't be super aggressive to the point where I'd be risking a crash.
Car left.
So this race, as soon as I got overtaken by these 2 people and slotted into 6th spot, that's where I ended. Nothing happened this race at all. It was just a clean, lonely race where I just raced by myself and finished P6, which was good because this was a solidly strength of field rated race. But still, it was kind of a boring race, honestly. Which brings us to the 5th and
Okay,
final
standing
race,
start. Okay, mate, get
and
ready.
in this
Relax.
one I actually decide to
Floor it.
put my skill to the test, so to say. I decide to actually fight all the people right off the start. It doesn't really work out in my favor all of the time, but I'm present in these fights at least. I'm trying.
Wide, you're in the middle.
So as you can see, it's a really chaotic start. We're right now in the middle of 2 cars. We can see crashes happening in front of us, so we've done a good job avoiding them. But we're still in a fight. We're still in a fight with two cars. We've taken the inside on this pretty long left-hander. You can see the car behind got a better start, but I block him off, trying to take the inside line, and I decide to just double it and give it to the next person as he runs into the back of the car that was alongside us. So, good start. We've actually managed to gain some positions. Can we maintain these? We rejoin the action still on the first lap, and you may notice a car coming in really fast behind. We decide to double it and give it to the next person once again, narrowly avoiding that accident simply by noticing that guy coming in way too hot into that corner. And here is where we meet the main antagonist of the story. Andrew Thompson, number 5, appears in front of us, and we can already see he's weaving back and forth, or should I say left and right on the track. We do send a fake on the inside, but he brakes really well, and we can see he's a skillful driver who might be employing some dirty tactics to maintain his position. We come back on lap number 5, and as you can see we're still close behind Andrew, but we've also caught up to Fred, the car that was previously number 2. He must have made some sort of mistake or was pushed wide in this lap. Whatever the case is, he's now at the mercy of Andrew Thompson, who immediately goes for a switchback that was super aggressive and tries to cut us off as well. He had to step on the brakes there to avoid an accident. The two respectable drivers are already in a heated battle, contact all over the place, and Andrew sends it on the inside on this really technical corner and pushes Fred completely wide. You can see they managed to stay alongside each other, or maybe the better choice of words would be that Fred managed to stay on the track. I did have more speed on them and I could have gone for the inside, but I decided to back out as these two drivers really invoke fear in me. And as you can see, Andrew sends it again, and I decide to pull off a switchback on both of them. But this results in me getting sandwiched between them, and as they both push on me, we can see that Fred actually disconnected from the incident points. He was disqualified. And we remain in a one-on-one battle with Andrew once again. This was probably my first real chance of overtaking Andrew, besides the double switchback I tried before, as we get a much better exit on this straight, and I decide to give Andrew as much room as I can since I knew what kind of a driver he was, but that wasn't enough. He tries to push me on the grass right at the braking point, and it actually results in me losing my car. I'm not sure if it was the grass or just me being deconcentrated from the contact, but he ends up pulling a 1.6, 1.7 second gap on me from this point onwards. Now either I had some damage or maybe I was just being slower than the drivers around me, but I ended up losing another position a lap later. As we head into the last lap of the race, I decide to put a little bit more effort. I try to stick my car along the outside here, but once again the same trick that Andrew used on me of trying to push me wide right on the entry of the corner was attempted by this driver as well. Really at some form of aggressive, borderline dirty driving, but luckily I kind of felt it was gonna happen with how much he was pressing me on the entry of that corner, so I backed out. As the final lap of the race is nearing its end, we can see the two giants, the two behemoths of Formula 4, engaged in combat. It's only a matter of time before we find out. The question is, who will be taking the second spot? Will it be Andrew? Will it be the black car? No, it will be me! As I take the inside on this one of the last corners in the race, we leave him the room on the outside, but he disconnects from the incident points, and we take our stupid ass car to the finish line. We maintained our composure. We maintained our concentration. We kept our car safe, and we will be taking the first podium in our F4 to F1 challenge. GG fucking loser. As we take a look at the results, we see that we've managed to reach our goal of 2000 iRating in order to progress into the next series, which will be FIA Formula 3. I won't be making an outro. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks probably.